What's going on? I'm not the prettiest dude in the world, but I improved my facial structure over time, so I just want to show y'all in this video how I did it so you could do the same. So let's get into it. First thing is mewing. So this is a whole topic on its own, so I'm just going to break it down real quick. So mewing is the practice of correct tongue posture by having your tongue rest at the roof of your mouth, pressing up against your maxilla, instead of having it rest at the bottom like most people do. Resting the tongue at the bottom of the mouth can lead to undesirable traits over time, whereas mewing and proper tongue posture can lead to benefits over time, such as a sharper and wider jawline. However, it's still a controversial topic and some people believe it doesn't have an effect over time, so I encourage you to do your own research on the topic. I personally think it can have a major impact on your face, and I think I've seen it in my own life. And even if you don't see changes over time, just knowing how to hold that tongue posture is a very beneficial skill. For instance, this is me without a beard, and I'm able to ribbit like a frog, which is a pretty cool skill to have if I do say so myself, but it also allows me to have a sharper side profile just by holding my tongue in that position. So a way to get into that tongue posture is to smile and swallow, and where your tongue ends up after that swallow is the position you want your tongue to be. So kind of like that. It takes a little bit of practice in the mirror, but you'll get it over time, and it's also a muscle you kind of have to develop because when you first start, resting the tongue on the top of your mouth is not very comfortable and it might burn a little bit, but you build up resistance and it gets easier and easier, and eventually you'll be doing it in your sleep and it'll be kind of like an unconscious thing. That's just where your tongue rests now. A major benefit of having this new tongue posture is that it stops you from mouth breathing and encourages nasal breathing instead. Mouth breathing is terrible for you and can cause sleep disorders, dental problems, and also have a negative impact on your facial structure. This one's pretty easy to see. I mean, if you just look at someone who breathes through their mouth, it's pretty easy to tell.
Mouth breather.
It's not the best look, and I definitely think it's something you should avoid doing on a consistent basis. So you really don't want to mouth breathe, so breathe through your nose. It's a great habit to develop, and over time it will really serve you. The second thing is jaw training. So your jaw has muscles just like any other part in your body, and they can be trained in the same way, which allows you to have a wider jawline. Personally, I had a little stint with the jaw trainers, and I can show you the progress I made with that. After training 30 days with the jaw trainers, I had these results to show for it, and although it doesn't look like much, these little details definitely have an impact on the way your face looks overall. These workouts are kind of difficult though, and you get this massive pump in your face and blood rushes everywhere and you basically just turn into a tomato. It kind of sucks, to be honest. That's why I stopped. I just chew gum now. I think if you just get a little bit of stimulation in your muscles there, you're able to get a slightly wider jawline, which is all I need. I personally don't want to look like Crimson Chin, and I don't want to chew on jaw trainers like a rabid squirrel, so I just chew gum, and that's good enough for me. But it's all preference, and I just want to show you a way you can get your jawline a little bit wider. Another thing that I did, which is kind of lame, but it's huge and important to mention, is diet. I mean, it's just kind of scientific that if you're overweight or eating processed foods, your face is going to be puffier, it's not going to be as sharp or lean, and this is going to cause you to have a less attractive face shape. Personally, for me, this is kind of tough, but what I focus on is not eating processed foods and staying in a calorie deficit. That means burning more calories than I take in, which allows me to be leaner, have a sharper jawline, and also helps me with my athletic goals that I have as well. But not a dietitian, so I'm just going to move on to the next one. Hopefully, if you have a really bad diet, you got something out of that. So one of the things I just want to touch on is genetics. A lot of people think genetics play a role in your face, like you can't change your face over time, or oh, I was just born like this is how I am. And that's just straight up just not true. Of course, genetics do play a role, and some people will genetically have it easier, they'll genetically have a sharper jawline, all this stuff, but you can still implement habits that serve you and over time become attractive no matter your genetics. And that's pretty much the main point of making this video, is to have habits that serve your life instead of bring you down into the gutter. Anyways, I hope you got something out of this video. If I missed anything, please leave a comment down below, and have a good day. Peace.